Hello, Mother Funsters, and welcome to a special episode of Bitrated, episode 5. My name is Mellar, and this is our co-host, Mr. Zendo.
Yo, what's up?
And our special guest today, Virtute.
Hello.
Woo!
We wanted Vert on the show for ages, and he's finally available. Finally decided he's good enough to talk to the little guys, saying.
Absolutely. Just before we begin today, I just wanted to shout out Gamer Talk for having us today. It's not normal for us to be streaming elsewhere, but hype, exactly. We're live on Gamer Talk's channel today. Thank you ever so much for having us. What Gamer Talk does, it has a different streamer on every week or so to give everyone sort of a fair chance. So if you want to follow him, you'll see lots of different streamers going through, which I think is a brilliant way of discovering people. And then you can go and follow the separate streamers. So on that note, we normally wouldn't do this, but I'll just introduce myself to the Gamer Talk people. So I'm Mellar. I like to stream pretty much anything, but Zelda's my favourite. I like doing Terraria as well, and I'm doing a lot of Minecraft at the moment as well, but I'll pretty much stream anything. Zendo?
Yep, my Twitch pretty simple. Battle Royales, lately arena shooters, because Splitgate is great. And then I'll branch off and play something really, really, really random at a random time and be like Fable or like Psychonaut or what have you. So that's me.
Alright then. Virtue.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
My bad. I was going to say my channel, twitch.tv/Virtute. I do narrative story games and lots of random indie games and just whatever I feel like, really. There's not like a rhyme or reason to my channel. It's just I like picking games that I find interesting.
So what have your favourite games been to play recently?
So I've been playing A Hat in Time with Britnut. So we co-op, like my girlfriend and I occasionally do a co-op stream. And A Hat in Time is like it's a platformer that's not unlike Super Mario Sunshine. It's good. It's good fun, and I'm enjoying it. It's very cute. It's got like a little camera mode in it where you can take pictures of just whatever you feel like and crank up the resolution. So I've got a hard drive full of random screenshots from the game and all the different scenery in it. And what else have I been playing? Catherine, which I just started on Marble It Up,
Yes.
which is
Woo.
Catherine is fun.
Love Catherine.
I haven't got that far in it yet.
No.
The Last of Us, play Awesome Noughts, just random games. I don't really have like a favorite at the moment. I feel kind of like I maybe want something to tie myself to or my streams to, but I don't know what that could possibly be at the moment. Like, I enjoyed Doki Doki, but I don't know if I could become a full-time Doki Doki Literature Club streamer and just stream like the mod packs for it, because there's
very niche.
It is very niche, but there's a lot of mods for it, and there's a lot of different content, and there's a lot of like user-generated content, and the game has a ridiculously huge memeing community behind it. So it's like I've found this weird community behind the game from streaming it, because I usually try and like make friends with people in the communities of the games that I play, because it makes sense. And yeah, the people that play Doki Doki and make Doki Doki content are a strange bunch, but it's fun. So I don't know.
I understand on that.
I'm sure that won't be my main game, but I just want to find something like that with a good community behind it, but also that fits me.
I don't think you could find like you're such a unique.
Am I
you're
muted?
literally
Have I been muted?
No,
this
you're good.
entire
You're
time?
good.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Shit.
You're good. I don't think you could anchor yourself to one game. Like, you are the definition of a variety streamer. You stream whatever takes your fancy. If something's coming out that's new, if your community particularly wants something to play. I don't actually hear any static from you guys.
Yeah, we can hear you
I
fine.
can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My OBS just not my OBS. My audio kind of messed up there.
No
I
worries.
couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, I think it'd be really difficult to anchor yourself to a game, because you are like literally the definition of a variety streamer.
It's definitely got the most variety in the games that you play out of most of the streamers that I watch. Certainly the ones that I'm mod for sure. I understand that you're going to do another dating sim soon. Am I wrong?
What's the plans for Virtue? What's
Sorry, when the audio cut out, I didn't realise you were still chatting to me. I'm an idiot. So I'm going to be playing Monster Prom. That's what it's called, with my friend Tabby, Tabagator on Twitch.
Yes.
And yeah, there's just a monster dating sim. I tend to go into games blind, so I don't really know what to expect.
I was gonna ask what it's about, but okay, if you're blind.
I don't know what the mechanics are. I don't know. All I know is there's stuff we can read, and we're both going to be reading together. So
reading.
Yeah, because it's fun. We can do voices and both date monsters together. I have no idea. Like, from the description of the game, it says like part of the fun is discovering the mechanics of the game.
Oh,
so I don't know what
that's
kind of game it is. It's the same with Doki Doki. Like when I started that, I didn't know it was a horror game.
I thought it was such a weird. The thing that intrigued me the most about Doki Doki, it's not a spoiler, but at some point in the game you had to delete game files from the actual directory, which was insane to me. I was like,
it's very meta.
How can a game incorporate deleting its own files to change the narrative, which is awesome.
Although I've never played it myself, but I did know what kind of game it was when Vert started streaming it, which is kind of why I was so excited for it, because it's like, he's this guy, he has no idea what's about to happen, this is going to be good, you know? Sorry, Vert, go on.
No, it's okay. I was going to say there used to be like a lot of like horror EXEs on the internet where they were just random games where they weren't really distributed in any kind of way. They were just on a website and you download them and it would be, I don't know, like Pokemon or Pikachu.exe, and you'd go in and it would be this horror game that you didn't know what to expect. And it would start deleting files on there and start making files on your desktop, and every game was like
freaked me out.
A random it was definitely freaky the first time because you wouldn't expect it, and also you had to have a strong antivirus to play these games.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
You'd find them on the forums and you wouldn't know what to expect, and it would just be crazy shit. And crazy shit would happen to your computer. They change your backgrounds, they do anything they could to scare you, and it was good. It was worth it was like a different time on the internet.
Showing our age there, maybe a little bit there, but has there been any games recently or even not recently that you've not enjoyed streaming and you've been like, okay, no, I'm not going to play that again?
Shit, I actually don't know. While I think about that, how about you both? Are there any games that you felt like that with?
Felt like what, sorry?
Are there any games that either of you have felt like that with? Because I don't have an answer.
And
I'm looking through my games library to think.
I got that way with World of Warcraft, definitely. I remember one particular stream, it was quite a late night stream, and I was just bored, and I think it came across because I was nobody watching me, and I literally got to the point in my stream when I was like, this is really boring, and I haven't streamed it since.
Was that games? I missed the question initially. So was that games that you got annoyed or bored out of streaming? Was that what the question was?
Yeah, games that you didn't enjoy streaming.
Okay.
I think there's a bit of static on your mic, Zendo. Sorry.
On my mic, right?
Yeah.
I actually can't hear it.
Can you not? So it's just me.
I can try.
I can't hear it from Mellar. Maybe it is.
It's not on my end, is it? Is it?
If I put my noise gate down, is that better?
Maybe it's from me.
I can't hear any static in the.
I can't hear anything.
But yeah, no, I talked about this. I talked about this before on one of the other Bitrated episodes, so check those out while you're there. But it was Monster Hunter World. It got a lot of views and a lot of chat interactivity, and everyone liked me playing it because I was completely blind to it. I was just like, I'll get this, I'll stick this on. And the world was really cool, and the lore was really cool, but the actual game and the combat and the RPG was so boring. It was like, I just found it so slow paced. I found Dauntless the same as well when I played Dauntless. I just found the gameplay mechanics so slow because it would take ages for your sword to come up and do a slash, and it would do on a tiny little bit of the health bar, and you just have to go through this rinse and repeat boring cycle, and then they do a really telegraphed attack, like it'd be a clawed thing, and a claw thing's gonna come at you, but they do like a big wind up, you're like, okay, I'll dodge now. And it was just like so tedious. And I really hated streaming it, but my chat loved it, so it was really a tricky one.
That's so weird. Like, it's weird that that you didn't enjoy it, and you didn't enjoy it to the point where I guess it showed that you weren't enjoying it.
I guess I was still being entertaining, but I just hated it I almost made a joke out of it at the time. I was just like, any minute now, he's gonna attack. Like, I was trying to like joke. So I was trying to make it entertaining, but myself enjoying the game, like, I just didn't enjoy it. Like, it was pretty boring.
I think the games like that for me are usually multiplayer games, and not because of a lack of enjoyment for them, but because I really like reading chat. And when I've got someone in my Discord and I've got chat going on, I have to like ignore one of them at any given, because I don't multitask. I can't, like, if I'm reading, then I'm not listening to what someone's saying, and vice versa. So I and Britt just looked at me for that. It's so true. Like, if I'm reading something and someone says something to me, it's just, it doesn't even register. So I feel really bad for ignoring my chat, or I feel really bad for ignoring the people that I'm in Discord with, and it makes me, I don't know, like, it just ruins my enjoyment of the game, I guess.
See, that's kind of why you don't play multiplayer games as much for that reason, isn't it? We talked about this before on Bitrated. Can't remember what episode, so if I watch them all. But it was like, I've just lost my mind. I'm sorry. Carry on. If I remember what I was
talking about multiplayer games.
Yes.
Yeah, Discord.
The people in Discord should be aware that you're streaming, and they kind of like make you. They should be aware that you're streaming and that you're not their main priority. So if they have to repeat something, or they know something's not important, they'll just kind of drop the subject, and they need to be aware that your main focus is going to be the stream and chat. And if they're all aware of that before you even go on call with them, then it's all cool, and that's kind of like where it should be. It shouldn't be like you're trying to have full focus on both things. The Discord should just be in the background to chill and chat with.
Yeah, I did have this revelation myself, actually, relatively recently, when I was on Discord during a stream, and my interaction with chat went down significantly, and like Virtue said, I can't multitask, I can't do the two things at once, so one has to suffer. And I'm really bad at making it so that it's Discord that's the one that suffers. Like, if someone's like talking at me verbally compared with talking at me by by text, I find it really difficult to turn off the verbal bit in my head and only focus on the typing. So I kind of decided that unless I had to, I would not stream with Discord on. I mean, sometimes it's unavoidable. Sometimes you can't you can't organise the game properly without Discord. But generally speaking, you don't really need Discord. Some people like it because they feel it adds more interaction, like overall. But yeah, I don't know.
I think with that, it depends what game you're playing, though, right? Like, if you're playing something super single player, like, for example, if Doki Doki and me and Mellar are in the Discord going, "Hey, Bert, what bit are you up to now?" You know, "Oh yeah, how's Flynn and Britt?" And like, it would just completely take away from the experience. But if like I'm playing Apex and it's like, there's even rules to that. Like, if I'm playing Apex, because then it's like, you shut up, we're in a gunfight, this isn't the time. But then if we're just looting and trying to get to the fight, then that's the time when that interactivity and the dead space, it sort of like fills the gap. Yeah. So I know I do, my streams personally do better when I have someone in Discord to talk to while I'm playing those sort of games. But that's kind of my thoughts on it.
So, Virtute, what have you got planned next for your channel? What's kind of coming up in the future for you?
Trying to maintain the amount of sleep that I get to be able to function whilst having a child. I haven't really got any big plans at the moment. It's kind of just like everything's as it is. Like, you know, I know roughly what I'm doing that week, and that's about it. Like, I tend to try and implement new things into my stream when I can, but it's all like production things. Most of the things are things that people won't notice, but they're things that I'll notice. So there's not really any big news or anything like that. It's just maintain. At the moment trying to exactly maintain, keep streaming, try and keep to a schedule, and then like once, I'm sure life will change again once I'm back in work, and then like I'll have to work out what I'm doing then. But
yeah, it's just like an adjustment period. So like, if you guys don't know, Virtue just had a newborn. He was like, as of yesterday, right, 2 months old yesterday.
Yes, he was indeed.
Yeah. See,
So
I know, I remember.
We're
Well
all either Twitch dads or about to be Twitch dads because Zendo's expecting in about 3 weeks' time.
3 weeks today.
There you go. And
There you go.
I've got one on the way due in September. So happy days, right?
Yeah, so we're all going to be Twitch dads.
Have we got any more questions for that, Zendo?
No, unless you've got anything else to add. I think he's got a super high quality stream, and you guys, if you don't check out me, you don't check out Mellar, check out Virtue. He is a very fast growing streamer, and I think we both look up to him.
Definitely. I mean, I'd just like to point out that Vert is the only one here that's actually managed to figure out how to make the green screen work on Discord. You know,
Yeah, fucking. I asked him before stream, and he's like, "Well, I won't really tell you my secrets. So I'll keep that to."
I may have worked that out literally for this. I was just like, "Can I just have green behind me?" No. So what I did was I transported myself to a different location with this animated Yoshi background behind me. This isn't a green screen. This is the future. I am in the future. We have
You've digitized yourself.
Well, we have like nano paint in the future, where you just paint a wall and then that paint becomes animated. So this isn't actually a green screen. It's animated nano paint.
It's basically just green paint.
It's very wet.
It's green paint.
I seen one time. It was a stream. You know that Tiktachi guy. I seen on his BRB screen there was like a little pre-roll of like stream highlights, and he streamed painting green on the wall, and he painted his own green screen, but he had like a thing set up, so it was like he was literally painting the galaxy on his wall.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it was so cool. I was like, the fuck is this? I thought it was great. It was great.
That's very clever. I like that a lot.
I saw one person who didn't have a green screen, but they had a green whiteboard. So I guess it's a green board.
Right.
But you know how some streamers have behind them, they have a whiteboard where they put things on. This guy had a whiteboard that there was their green screen. So they just they would draw on it through their computer, or they would like change the picture on it and all that kind of stuff. That was
really
quite
cool.
a cool thing. You know, like you could do a green board where you could have.
Surely you just have that on your overlay. Surely you don't actually need.
This is breaking the fourth wall, Mellar. This is sorry, not Mellar. This is This is IRL at this point. I'm sorry.
Hello down there.
Just mixed you guys up. But yeah, it's the breaking the fourth wall.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, should we go into segment 2 then? Shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so our topic for today, our main topic, because we do have two today, is anxiety when streaming. I thought this would be a particularly interesting topic for the three of us to talk about, because the three of us all have very different experiences of anxiety surrounding streaming. And sort of what you can sort of do to combat it, and how it makes you feel, that kind of thing. So, as our guest, Virtute, would you mind starting on this subject?
So, I'm kind of lucky in this because I went into streaming already being familiar with like anxiety in performance. So, I studied music. I played bass in a band. I've done quite a few gigs, and every time I'd gig, immediately before that gig, up to like an hour before, I would be crapping it. Like, I would be so scared. I'd be so nervous. Like, all I wanted to do was, either drink a million coffees and get hyped up, or do anything I could to kind of avoid that anxious feeling. But I always knew that by the second song, it would be gone, and I'd be kind of into it. So, and it's the same for this, and it's been the same for this podcast. It's the same for streaming. It's, like my leading up to it, I'm always anxious. I'm always thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna miss something's gonna go wrong. Something always goes wrong on my stream anyway. Like, I have technical difficulties, so I've kind of got used to that. But until I'm actually doing something and that anxiety fades, I'm just stuck with it.
And has that anxiety, like pre-performance or pre-stream anxiety, ever actually stopped you from doing the thing?
A couple of times I've just kind of felt like, I need to cancel and I need to do something else. But usually that's because I'm run down by something else, and I know that if I don't take that kind of time to look after myself, then I won't.
Would you say that was anxiety though? Because I can kind of agree with that. Like, occasionally I'll sit up on stream, I'll be like just eating, I'll try and hurry to try and get on time on schedule, and I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. I don't know what I was gonna stream like at that time. I'm just like, I think this needs to be a me day. I think I need to focus, come back stronger tomorrow, and I did that like on like Monday. I spent some extra time with my wife, and we had 2 date nights. And like that's just really like focusing on yourself, because otherwise you're pushing yourself and you know you're not on game. And I think that can come across on stream sometimes that you're kind of off or on edge more. I'm not sure that comes down to anxiety. Or maybe that is.
I suppose it depends whether anxiety and nerves are the same thing. Like being nervous about something before you do it isn't necessarily anxiety, is it?
I suppose. Maybe I'm conflating the two. I've never really thought of it that way. But I mean, it is nerves to a degree.
Mm.
But I would say it's like an anxious feeling that goes with that. I'm not really sure. Sometimes it's kind of hard to quantify and explain feelings.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. What's your sort of experience? Sorry, Karen.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I was just gonna say that it's sometimes. Actually, no, I've lost my train of thought there.
That's fine. It happened to me earlier. Mellar, what's your sort of experience with like pre-stream anxiety and stuff?
Well, I don't really get pre-stream anxiety myself. I do feel nervous before the podcasts, but only the podcasts. Not when I stream normally. But I think my sort of nerves surrounding the podcast is because it's recorded, and it's like it's all done in one take. That if there's any like technical issues, it's extremely difficult to like troubleshoot without completely interrupting the flow. Whereas when you're doing like a normal stream, it doesn't really matter. You have a couple of technical issues, you can just go just chatting for a few minutes, sort it out, and then go back into the game or whatever, you know. So I do feel quite nervous when I start, just like sort of about an hour before these podcasts, and I think it peaks about the point that I'm introducing myself, which is why I don't know if you noticed, it was okay today, but the last couple of times when I've been the one hosting it, where the introduction has been super crappy from me, and it's because that's when my nerve peaks, and once I've done my introduction and the guest starts talking, it's okay.
Okay.
I will say it's so much more difficult because we take it in turns generally. Obviously, this is a bit of an exception because we're on Game & Talk. Shout out Game & Talk if you're from us. You know, drop them the follow, check their stuff out. They're amazing. But quick plug. Yeah, no, it's happened again.
Yeah, that's all right. But yeah, I mean, in terms of actual having anxiety and stuff, I didn't really get anxiety at all until I started working in a call centre. And then I found that occasionally I would get anxiety around certain things. And I actually find that streaming eases my anxiety.
Okay.
It's one of the things, it's cathartic for me to sort of sit there, play video games and talk to people. So if I don't stream, I lack that. I mean, there are other things I can do instead, but I actually stream. One of the reasons why I stream, of the many, is to sort of ease that kind of feeling. So it's kind of the opposite. It doesn't so much cause me anxiety as it actually eases it off, which I think is definitely a different way around to what Virtute was saying earlier. So Zendo, how about your feelings on this particular topic?
Yeah, I remembered my other point. My other point was just that because we stream on different channels, I will say it's being the host and like having to set up OBS, having to be there extra early, make sure everything's flawless. And it's always not. There's always something wrong. But like doing that is like adds to the pressure. I want to call it anxiety, but adds to the pressure. Make sure, because you're the one who, if you fuck up, it's your fault. You know. But whereas like if you host or Game & Talk host or whatever, I can just show up a couple minutes before. It's pretty chill. It's just a conversation. I don't have to worry about anything. Just have a little peek at chat every now and then. But I don't have to worry about any of the technical side. I don't have to check if the stream's still going or whatever. And it's less pressure, I would call it. So yeah, my experience with anxiety is different again. So this was a really cool topic because I'm not really an anxious person. I'm quite confident. I don't know where that comes from. I just am. I'll talk to anyone. But I do get anxiety if I don't stream. So because I know I'm out of routine. I'm not on schedule. People are gonna forget me. I get anxious about that sort of thing. I get if I'm even like if I take a night off, I get stressed and anxious because I'm like, oh, I should be streaming right now. Or like if I have a day off, because I do shift work, so I've got a day off tomorrow. So like if I have a day off, in my head, I know it's not a scheduled thing. My viewers don't expect me to do a day stream, but in like that's what I know. But in my heart, I'm like, well, I've got all this extra time. I could be doing a day stream right now. That extra content and like the fear of missing out. Exactly, gaming camera. The fear of missing out is like what I get anxious about. So that's kind of my experience of anxiety.
So, Mr. Zendo, when you feel that anxiety because you haven't streamed, if you then go onto like social media and like Twitter and stuff, does that ease the anxiety slightly for you, or would that make it worse?
It's almost worse. Because then I see my friends are streaming, and then I'll like something my wife gets annoyed at, but she kind of understands, is like being on my phone and like doing the things, supporting my friends, always on Twitter, interacting and stuff. Like it's part of it, isn't it? But then she kind of like feels like I'm not really present in the moment with whatever we're watching, and when I'm not with her. But then like it's almost worse with the anxiety if I don't stream or whatever, because I'm seeing all my friends stream and I want to interact with them and help them out, and also I want to be posting random funny things on my Twitter, on my random thoughts that I just post. And like I'll be wanting to create content so much, and that's why I get like anxious because I'm not doing the things that I want to do. And at the end of the day, like this Twitch is my like dream. It's my dream job. It's what I'm aspiring to be. Like other people will be like working on being a lawyer in the background, but I work at a coffee shop in the day to pay the bills. But this is where my dream and my aspirations are. Well, yeah, Karen.
I was gonna say, just to kind of put that in perspective, though, if streaming is what you want to be your career, and you know, like part of making streaming your career is finding your audience. Like surely that's the best time is when you're not streaming, is to introduce yourself to other streamers or other people that could be, you know, your audience. I suppose. Like when you're streaming, it's like the time when you have the least control over who can watch you because you're doing something else. But when you're not streaming, then you can find people that might be watching streams at the time that you're streaming, or they may stream a similar game to you, or they may play a similar game to you, or some way that you can connect with the people that play the games that you play, I suppose. Or, you know, like do the things that you do, you know, like the making friends side of networking. Like that's difficult to do when you're streaming. Because you're in a kind of Sorry, Mellar. But you're in like an asymmetrical kind of relationship with your viewer or your audience at that point. You know, like their text on a screen, you're talking. It's very difficult to make a one-on-one connection with someone when you've got an entire chat. But when you're outside of streaming, then you can actually make connections with people. And
Linky Fox, Lynn did make an interesting sort of thing there. For me, it's more fear of disappointing my average viewer base, because for some people, my stream is a routine for them. That's an interesting. That's definitely an interesting point. I mean,
I kind of feel that sometimes.
I mean, I myself, I hate to cancel a stream that I've told people is going to happen. It really grates on me. I wouldn't say it causes my anxiety, but it definitely makes me feel regret, I suppose. I feel bad about it. I really don't like doing that. I actually had to do that the other day, and it really got me. I was just like, no. But if you have to do it, you have to do it. At the end of the day, like what I've always said is that real life has to come first. I mean, it has to. It makes sense, doesn't it? But it is still a really like bad feeling when you have to cancel a stream, especially at short notice. I'm really sorry if there might be people that, you know, were looking forward to watching that.
Yeah, I can see that. Lynn's put like that because she streams daily. It's even more of a thing because they expect you to be there every single day. Like some people like forget your schedule. I forget you guys' schedule occasionally. But like if you're streaming like for hours and hours every day, and that's like consistent, they're gonna expect that even more so. You don't have to remember a schedule then because you're always on. You know what I mean? Yep. And
I have had it the other way around, where I've been like, well, I've got a few hours free. Virtute's going to be streaming. That's good. That's something that I can do while I'm free. And then this is just an example. I'm not saying this has actually happened. And then Virtual will be like, tweet, oh, stream is cancelled, such and such has come up, and I'm like, oh, really disappointed, kind of thing, because that's what I wanted to do with my time, and I was kind of expecting that. So I can see it from both sides of the fence. It is disappointing when you have to cancel a stream for everyone involved, the streamer and the viewers as well. But life is life. At the end of the day, you never know what's coming around the corner.
Absolutely. Like we've all got families as well, like especially like us three in general now being obviously you've got a newborn Virtue, and then me and Mellar have very pregnant wives. So like obviously that's a focus as well. So
yeah.
Exactly. No, anxiety is definitely an interesting subject. If anyone else on the chat has any experiences of anxiety, now's the time to talk, because we're going to move on quite soon.
I just want to add, because anxiety is part of mental health, that's something I feel super strong about, and if you are really struggling to a point where it's impacting your daily life and you won't do things, ask for help from your friends and family. Go to a doctor. They're not necessarily going to prescribe you loads of pills, but they're going to talk it out, and it'll help.
Yeah. It's just really a surprising number of people that suffer from anxiety and depression as well. So, like, your friends, at least some of your friends, are probably going to know something about it. So it's good to talk, because it eases the feeling. All right.
Cool. Want to go to the next?
Shall we go on to segment 3, ladies and gentlemen? Are you ready for this, Virtute? Are you ready?
Sure.
For the epic transition. Have you ever seen Wayne's World?
I wasn't watching the stream, so I missed it.
Right, okay, so we're going to be watching some clips. Hopefully, have you got them already there, Mr. Virtute?
I do
You have them in the document.
I'm tabbing through my computer right now.
Okay, so open clip
Can I
number
explain
1.
what we're doing?
Yeah,
with
go
the
on.
game.
Go on.
Do you want to explain that, or?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, sure. I'll explain. So we're going to be watching clips. They're clips from completely random streamers, so it's not biased. We're going to watch, is it 3 now? Usually it's 2, but because of the special, it's 3. 3 from different random streamers. We're going to, after we've watched the clips, discuss and solely from the content we've seen on those clips, not counting their followers, not counting their panels, anything like that. Solely from the clips we watch. We're going to talk about why as well, but we're going to see if we're going to follow, if we're going to subscribe because they are amazing, and we'll say that they're amazing at what they're doing right, or if we're going to dip because it doesn't look particularly high effort, and we'll say some things that they can work on, and that they're not your cup of tea. It's a game, so have fun with it. And yeah, we've got a couple extra clips and stuff because this is our Virtue section.
So we're not gonna give our result until we've seen all 3 clips from each streamer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we ready with the first clip?
Give me 1 second.
Whenever you guys are.
Okay, you ready, Zendo?
Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, play that clip.
I don't know how I'm alive, but I'm alive.
Coming? I need a stop right here. No, come back. Where do you think you're going?
After this match, I get to use the little girl's room.
All right.
Okay.
So the second clip, then. All ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play that clip.
My bad. I didn't know I was supposed to get the same time. No. Thanks for staying out of my shed. Oh my god! Get the name, stay out of my shed. That's the killer's name. Oh my god. Oh, that was funny.
All right.
Okay.
Third clip. Okay, are we all ready?
1 second, I'm a slowpoke. Yep.
3, 2, 1, play that clip.
We have that party of yeah, there's actually quite a few people in Discord right now. I got them up. I think we hit that at the same time.
I think he took either one.
All right. So, Mr.
Virtue, you want to
Vertivert,
get first?
follow, sub, or dip?
I would dip. I just didn't enjoy any of those clips. I didn't really know what were the subject of any of those clips were, apart from that someone in their game chat said "stay out of my shed" when their username was "stay out of my shed."
Yeah.
That was the joke.
The premise of the clip, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to judge their wider streams just on their clips, but there wasn't anything that was entertaining.
That's the game, Virtue. That's the game.
I know. I feel like a dick playing the game, alright? I'm just like, but what if there's more? But no, there didn't seem to be more
Well,
from
these
those three
clips, the top clips all time, their top clip in the last 7 days, and then another clip? What's the other one?
The other one is generally something near their top clip in the last 7 days that I've found.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so go on.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Based on that, I didn't really find the entertainment, so I probably would have left their stream very quickly.
Yeah.
You know, like just yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Go on then, Zendo. You go next.
Sure. Well, she got partially same with overlay, so she gets a dip. I'm just joking. Her alerts were similar.
Yeah.
But no, I would dip as well, just because there was minimal talking, especially in that first clip. There just didn't seem like there was a lot of chat interactivity or entertainment. And yeah, it just didn't. Pretty much what Virtue said. Like, I didn't see the if that was like her best clips of all time. Like, it just didn't seem that amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think I'd probably dip as well. There wasn't a huge amount of interaction with chat in the clips that we saw. There was a certain amount of interaction with Discord, I think, but we already discussed today how I feel about that. I actually don't particularly like the overlay as well. I mean, I don't normally comment on overlay, but it's a bit. I don't know. I'm not that. I'm
happy with the overlay just for the fact that she didn't have any overlay in the first clip, and I was going to comment on that, and then the second and third clip came along and she had an overlay again, and I was like, oh, yeah, she got an overlay.
It's not the worst overlay in the world for sure.
I'd say make the cam a little bit bigger, but and the alert at the bottom just a bit smaller, but that's just nitpicky.
Fair enough. Well, it looks like we're all dipping. Shall we move on to the fourth one?
We shall.
All right. So fourth clip. Let me know when you're ready.
Just because I opened them in an odd order because I'm a fool. Is this clip the one that's titled "I'm Legally Blind"? And that's a spoiler. I'm sorry.
It is, yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, we ready? 3, 2, 1, play that clip.
Oh my god, dude. What? I can't see! Are the lights gonna come back? Okay, that's the finish. No, I can't see it though! I can't see!
Alright, so on to the next clip. Never tell me the odds. Are you ready? That's a Star Wars reference, the name of that. Yeah. You ready, Vert?
I'm ready.
Zendo?
You ready, Vert? Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, play that clip.
Bunch of pricks, these guys, man.
One hostile remaining.
Fuck! Yo!
We're gonna draw at least. That's better.
Yo, did you see that?
Fucking hell.
Mate.
Alright, now the next clip is called Hey, with lots of Y's at the end. Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, my clip open. No.
I'm ready
Okay,
whenever.
ready?
3, 2, 1, play that clip.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey.
I can guess the next words. Okay. I was wrong.
Alright, Vert, are you going to follow, sub, or dip, my friend?
I probably would follow if I came into a stream whilst he was doing the whole BitConnect reference.
Yeah.
I'd be down with that. So I guess I'd follow him. The second clip, I didn't really know again like where the entertainment was, but the first clip was fine. It was kind of funny. It was like ragey, and that clip that was fun. I like it when people do different things with their camera. So yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I'd follow.
Alright, I think I'd probably follow as well. The whole thing, I hate that. I really do. But
I think it's funny. It's just a meme at this point.
Yeah.
I do that as well.
in the right circumstance, if it's really like not used very much, it can be really funny. But anyone who does it more than like once in a stream is probably going to get me to dip hard. But that was a funny clip, and he was playing a game that I like as well. Second clip. But the third clip was amazing. I love that whole like clowning around. I totally feel like that's a thing that not enough streamers do. So yeah, I'd follow that guy. I think the only contingent would be like if that sort of clowning around that he's doing in that third clip was not the norm, and that like what he's normally doing is more what you see in the second clip, I might dip. But if there's plenty of clowning around, I'd stick around.
Yeah, no, he's also got my follow. I'd even consider subbing in the future if he's got like cool sub ads and emotes and things. Because like yeah, it's clearly high effort. It's good quality, no audio issues, minimal overlays, got a nice green screen. What are you doing, you dickhead? Yeah, and I. On that very end of that last clip where he was fucking around with the camera, it looked like he was just about to say, "Hey, welcome to the stream, guys." And if he does that at the beginning of every stream, that's hilarious.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah.
I hope he does
Which is
something
great.
different in the stream.
Yeah. I hope so.
Maybe. But yeah, no, he's definitely got my follow, and I'd consider subscribing because he's great.
He's so cool. Yeah. All right. So we'll move on to the next one. What's this one called? Kawaii Oran. It's supposed to be 2 eyes at the end of that, but anyway, shall we move? Are we ready?
Whenever.
Pull back. Yep.
Okay,
I've got
3,
everything queued up.
2, 1, play that clip.
Dare you? I'm a cute
Too
one.
clever.
Uwu! Uwu solo senpai! Nani! Itadakimasu!
Okay. All right.
Trying to get too turned on like that clip.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
You can
that was
always,
too much for me.
yeah, you can see the disappointment in Vert's eyes. Anyway, let's move on to the next clip. Are you ready, guys?
Oh, hang on, that clip didn't work for me. Let me refresh. Okay, now we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vert?
Yep,
Ready?
I've
Yeah.
got everything queued up, dude.
3, 2, 1, play that clip.
If anyone loses to me, they're actually just gonna cry, I think. Because 3 Venos, look at the wards. Oh my god.
He's playing with his penis. It's phenomenal.
What? Okay.
What? Hold on.
Well, he just had no hands.
No hands. All right.
All I saw was like the little tuft of armpit hair peeking out.
Right,
Was that
third
your
clip
focus?
then.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Are we
I
ready?
missed the rest of the clip.
All right. Do we need to play that one again if you missed it, or?
No, I'm joking.
All
Don't
right.
worry.
Okay. Are you ready, Zendo?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
Ish, why are you so mean? Hmm? Why are you so mean, Ish? Avoid storm. That's not bad. And that's it.
All right then. Vert, you going to follow, sub, or dip?
I would dip mostly because I don't really know much about auto chess, so I didn't really know what was going on with a lot of those clips.
Mm.
And he was kind of not a very interactive streamer to watch. He wasn't very animate or anything like that. So there wasn't, besides the game and not really knowing what's going on with the game, I didn't really like the streamer either.
Fair enough. Zendo?
Yeah, at first I was torn because I liked the first anime clip so much,
I forgot about that.
and his overlay is nice and minimalistic, and that's why I like in overlays. But that's it. I got a dip as well, just because I didn't see any variety in the games. It was the same game the whole time. Didn't even know what was going on. The second clip, it literally did nothing. I feel like maybe something funny happened, and then they clipped it, and they missed out the funny thing because he was just laughing the whole time.
Mm.
Unless it was a gameplay mechanic that I missed.
I
that's
think the
funny.
second clip was the gameplay that was funny.
Yeah, Lynn said that it was funny, but it was game related. So
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. And then the third clip, I don't even know what happened either. So yeah, he actually got my dip, but he was close. He was close to a follow. Maybe I'd follow and just quickly check out what else he does. But other than that, I'm like,
Yeah. In the third clip, he is actually interacting with his chat. Ish. He's saying that someone called Ish, is being mean to him. Ish is someone in his chat. So on the basis of that and the fact that the first clip is really funny. It again, like you said, Zendo, is quite a close thing. But I'd actually urge just on the side of follow. Like you say, it's got a nice minimal overlay that doesn't take the P. He's quite funny. He clearly interacts with chat. Hopefully, more than we see on these clips, but he still clearly does interact. So I'm actually going to follow this dude. All right. How much time have we got? We could easily go for the other one that we've got in the hole, Zendo. We've got
I was
loads of
going to
time.
suggest it. Yeah.
All right, so we've got 3 more clips.
You, oh, fuck's sake, I deleted them. Let me
So
undo.
this is
No,
going to
that's
look a
fine.
bit. There you go. I've sent them on Discord there.
I've got them.
Oh,
What?
hold on. No, ignore what I've just sent on Discord. I'm sorry. Have you got them?
Stop sending porn on Discord, for fuck's sake.
do you want me to bring those clips back up, or do you want me to undo them?
There you go. There's the correct 3 clips. All right, let's just open these out. Just a few seconds while we just get this sorted for you guys.
I'm ready whenever you are.
I'm a terrible person.
I'm just queuing them up right now.
Well, that's a good idea. Let me queue the others up too. Because I should have done this initially, but Okay, cool. I've got them all queued up now. I'm going for the first one. Oh, wait.
All right, let me know when you're ready then, my ladies and lords.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right,
The first one.
Vert, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, play that clip.
Get the bounties.
This is Dota 2.
Oh, why did I oh my god, you guys are not gonna believe I just denied that shit. I'm like so used to it clicking, I just denied it. I'm so upset with myself.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Lynn. Let's go on to the second clip then. All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
3,
Whenever.
2, 1, play that clip. Okay. And the third clip. Are you ready?
1 second. Yep.
3, 2, 1. Play that clip.
How to make object wet. You spit on it. Okay, I don't have enough spit, but yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So, Virtute. Swallow double dip.
Don't get the wrong impression from this, but probably follow. At least from the first clip, because they seemed like they knew what they were doing. Oh, the first and second clip, they knew what they were doing with Dota. And I enjoy watching people play Dota.
Yeah, me too.
So that would probably be fine, but I also like the second clip just seemed like it was like a random clip that was not meant to be taken.
Potentially.
Yeah, something that gamers do.
Because I know Dota 2 and nothing seemed to happen in that clip, to be honest. So
in terms of like watching people play Dota or StarCraft or anything where there's a lot of APM and a lot of clicking, I get like ASMR from that. I'll sit there and watch people play Dota, League, anything like that. Just
Oh, why did I
kind
get?
of
Oh my
like
god.
chilling out and just watching someone click furiously. It's this beautiful thing. It's like because I have no skill with those kind of games. It's nice to see other people that know what they're doing and like they work out when there's the right time to switch cameras and all that kind of stuff, and they're good at last hitting and stuff like that. So.
all right then, Zendo. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this
thought you
was
were
hard because I was
finished.
initially gonna dip, but I'm gonna follow to see what's going on really because she was very intriguing. I don't really know Dota, so that's a thing. Like I said, I think we went over the fact with the second clip. I could tell she was really into it, so that's cool to me. She had zero chat interaction, not cool. And she had like a tiny little webcam with no other overlay, and no even like border or anything, which seems low effort to me. It seems like she's quite a new streamer. I get the vibe that she's quite new.
I don't get that vibe at all, but go on.
I didn't know
But
that.
she seems super into the game, which is nice because, yeah. So she gets a follow because I'm curious to see more. But other than that, I'm unsure.
All right.
Yeah, Mellar.
Yeah. It's a good one. I mean, for anyone wondering what happened in the first clip who doesn't play the game, there's a bounty rune that gives you money, and she accidentally destroyed it instead of actually took it. That's what she did. She denied it. She accidentally destroyed it instead of took it. So that's why that was a clip. I'm not really sure what happened in the second clip. I'm probably going to dip, to be honest. She does not interact. She's not talking. Like, it's not even that she's not interacting. She's not talking.
Yeah.
I mean, I get
That's
that
fair enough.
I get that you do have to focus on playing the game. And from these two clips of her playing Dota, you can't tell whether she's actually any good at the game or not. Like, if she was good at the game, I might stay around for a bit. But with the huge amount of silence and whatever the hell that third clip is, I mean, I really hated that. I really did. Like, what is she doing? Honestly, I'm a dip on this one, I'm afraid, lads.
Fair play.
All right, shall we segue back on over? Are you ready?
Yep.
Can I join you in
God.
your Wayne's World moment this time?
All right, let's do it. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Okay.
Okay, that's too much now.
Whoops! What am I doing? Right, okay, sorry about that. Right, am I? What? Oh, right. That's weird. They flipped around. Oh, Virtute. It's upside down, Virtute.
That's why it's even better.
I'm so sorry
why
for that
you're being
segue.
really
That was
tough.
so lame. They switched around on my thing, so.
That's why it's really broken.
Oh my lord! Right. So normally we would end the session there, but we are doing a special today, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go on to our second topic, which is how to be entertaining on Twitch or just in general when streaming.
No, wait. I'm
What?
confused. Hang on.
What?
I thought we were doing the other one, that's all.
Yeah, no. I switched them around. I did mention this to you last night, but
Yeah,
you may have
no,
forgotten.
sorry.
Is that cool? Yeah.
Yeah, Karen.
How to be entertaining on Twitch, then, Virtue? What are your thoughts on this particular subject?
So I don't know if I'm the most. I'm going to say I'm not the most qualified to talk about that. But to be honest, there was like this YouTube video by a YouTuber called Hey Shady Lady that when I started streaming,
I've seen that.
I watched and it really helped me because it was like she went over people like PewDiePie, Markiplier, I can't remember who else, but there were a lot of like higher tier YouTubers that have been doing this for a long time. And you know, like their different takes on things, and I realized that like there's not really one set way. You don't really have to try and be someone else. You just have to kind of be yourself and learn to speak your mind. It's easier when there's a chat, I suppose. But when starting out, I think probably the best thing to do is just to kind of look at what other people are doing. And you don't necessarily have to rip people off, but like just take influence from people and take inspiration and be like, oh, this person does things this way, I'd like to do it this way. Or look at it and be like, this person does this thing and it works for them, but maybe it doesn't work for me. So that is my take on being entertaining, is just take influence from people and find what works for you. I don't think there's really like a silver bullet for being entertaining. It's just kind of doing certain things, thinking like the devil's in the details as well. I think with that kind of thing, like making sure that if you are an interactive streamer with chat, making sure that you keep that interaction up, that is entertaining if that's what people are there for, maximizing whatever people are in your stream for. If you're like a streamer that plays video games that's good at them, and I wouldn't know what that's like, but I'd assume that like you'd be focusing on making sure everything to do with your game is pushed to the forefront as possible, because that's what people would find entertaining. So like maybe incorporating clips to your channel or something like that. There was recently a streamer that I was talking to who said that he wasn't getting viewers, like he wasn't retaining them, and he was someone that plays Rainbow Six Siege. So my take on it was that maybe he should make his stream more about his kind of journey as a player of that game. Like if he wants to improve, like, but have a part of his stream where he looks at his previous clips, or like says like, oh, this stream I'm going to work on this particular gun or this particular strategy, and like build up from there. Like have a journey to it to keep it entertaining. So he's not just sitting there playing the game, clicking away, and it's not as exciting. You just have to kind of, I guess, find what it is that you do and find a way of making that interesting and different, I guess.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. Do you want to go next, Mel?
Yeah, sure. It's a good question. I mean, there's sort of two. I sort of see there's sort of two main types of streamer. There's the ones that are like mega sick at the game, and people will watch them
tier 10%
just for that. And they don't have to do shit. They can literally just sit there
and play the game
and not interact with chat and just end the stream wherever the hell they want. And I mean, I know a couple of, there's one particular Dota streamer, Arteezy, who does that. He's mega sick at the game. He's like a pro, and he will get thousands of people that watch him. He never turns on his cam. He pretty much never talks to chat. Sometimes he can't even be asked to turn on his microphone, so it's literally just people watching him play the game, no interaction whatsoever, and he'll still get loads and loads of people. So if you're mega sick at the game, then theoretically, in order to be entertaining, all you need to do is play the game and be amazing at it. But for anyone else, which is like probably about 95% of all Twitch streamers,
the rest of everyone else, that's like the top 5%. We're talking about that.
You're like people like myself and Virtute that aren't very good at the games that we're playing, so
I'm not very good at my games either. Why did you not include me in that?
You're not bad at first person.
How dare you?
But I'm definitely not good at the game. That's the point. So you have to be entertaining. Find other ways to be entertaining, and I think what you have to be is probably you have to be a personality. And at the end of the day, when you're that kind of streamer, I think the game kind of almost becomes a bit of a secondary thing in the stream, and really it comes down to kind of the chat. I mean the best example of this that I've found recently is actually Bob. When he did his 72-hour stream, it was a great stream, and about 16 hours of it, or 16 or even more, was him mining in RuneScape, which is literally just this: dong, 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 16 hours, and that sounds boring. But it was brilliant. It was basically a just chatting stream at the end of the day, and he had like loads of viewers. He had loads of interaction, and I watched it before I went to work. I went to work, came back, still doing it, and I really enjoyed it. It was an absolutely fantastic stream. So I think how to be entertaining, it's not so much about the game necessarily. I mean, you can make it about the game. It's more about your interaction with the people in the chat. And that kind of thing. I think that is the most important thing, in my opinion, at least. What do you reckon, Zendo?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. There's a top 5%, and they do what they do, and they can click in silence, and you'll love it because you love what they do. But if that's not you, like most everyone else on the platforms, not just Twitch, on other platforms, everyone, then you need to find a niche. You need to think about your audience. You need to think who your target audience is, and kind of go off that as well. Like if you're a just chatting streamer and you literally do just chat, or if you ASMR, or like whatever you do, you need to think about what you do. You can't like, it's hard to then divert that. Like you can't really just go from ASMR streamer to then streaming Minecraft for 10 hours. Like there's a total disconnect there, in my opinion.
I don't know. I suppose you could probably make an ASMR Minecraft stream.
I knew Virtue had a cheeky comment in there. You were like,
You just described my niche. That's what I'm going.
Is that the next on Virtue ASMR?
Minecraft ASMR. I'll get like a foam hammer and beat the mic and just, I don't know, make like creeper noises into the microphone, and then I'll transition to playing Minecraft with real
Oh
creepers.
shit! You've made a new genre now.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, you did it. I didn't make it.
You guys need to stop. You're giving me far too many ideas.
I also wanted to say like if anyone's like, oh, I've got any Twitch tips or anything, well, you've got 0 viewers or 1,005 million viewers. Like you have to keep talking. People say there's a longer time period. I think it's 3 seconds. I think with someone clicking on your channel, if they wait for the ad, that's cool. You know, affiliate problems. But if you've got 3 seconds, if you're silent in that 3 seconds, they click off. They don't care. Like if you're talking, then. Or if someone's talking, even if someone's talking on your Discord server, and like it's their turn to talk, do you know what I mean? If there's audio other than the game, then they give you longer. I think you get 3 seconds of, and if you're silent, then you're not. So I'd say always talk, and like it's something everyone struggles with. But I think that's the biggest battle for like saturated games, like the top FPSs, where you're not amazing at, and it's not like a clutch moment because like. If someone can click on your channel, they can tell it's a clutch moment. You're aiming at someone, like you're aim down sight, like you can tell, like you're a gamer. You know you've clicked on that game for a reason. So there's kind of a leeway there. But if you're walking around or mining or doing whatever you're doing in the game, collecting loot, you have to be talking. You have to be making stupid noises, even if it's not actual coherent sentences with the chat. Say that, for example, there's no existent chat because if you have 0 viewers, you've got to still keep making stupid noises, dum, or singing a song that you've got music in the background or something. You have to have some form of entertainment, and that's my biggest tip. Yeah. And that's what I strive to do in my streams as well.
That's the biggest tip that I got from watching a few sort of, top 5 whatever's things to do. It's to always behave as though you've got 1 million people watching, even if you've got none. That helped me a lot when I was in the early days of being an affiliate. That is really important, and as soon as you forget that, things start to go down the drain. So it's definitely
and like because you're so focused on like 1 million things at once as when you're streaming, someone could dip in and out of your chat and you'd never know it. Unless they like you notice the viewer count go up for a second, and then like you would never realize that someone new was even in here. So that's why you've got to be always on it. Like when you're streaming, you're being yourself and you're playing the game to your ability, but you're still entertaining. You're putting on a show. You're there. You're their form of entertainment. And entertainment, I don't mean like it has to be hilarious every second, but you have to be doing something. You can't just sit there in silence and be doing boring gameplay and like not doing anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess, but it's not like when you say there's only 3 seconds that people. Sorry if I interrupt.
Yeah, carry on.
There's only 3 seconds where people decide what they're going to do. It's not just about talking. It's not just about audio. There is like your camera. Like whether or not you have like a interesting overlay, or you have like a interesting scene behind you, or whatever you want to do. Like you don't necessarily have to always be talking. I don't think. Like say if you have you're a streamer that has like that kind of 0 to 3 kind of viewer average, and it's difficult to talk the entire time. Like it's okay to talk sometimes and just say like, oh, this is what I hope to achieve in the game, or this is what I'm gonna do. I think a puppy cam is a good idea, Lynn. But like there's things you can do talking, but it's not just talking, it is visual as well. Like if there's things you can do to make people be like, oh, this is a cool thing you're doing. Like
okay, yeah.
There's that.
I think we're thinking about the same one. Achilles? Are we thinking of him?
No, I was gonna say Dank Nuggins.
Nuggins,
he does his wearing a green screen suit type thing, like a morph suit, and because he's a floating head. Like some people come in and just say, hey, that's cool. You're a floating head, and you tinted your camera so you're kind of golden and you look a bit like a chicken nugget. And that works for him. And people do maybe visual things because you can't always talk when you're playing a competitive game as well. Like or at least I couldn't if I was playing a competitive game and I was trying my hardest to win, which is not something I'm familiar with. Like it still wouldn't be. I wouldn't be able to talk all the time. Like you get in the zone, you just stop talking.
Yeah, no, I guess that makes sense. I think I was maybe thinking of more my own content for like battle royales and stuff like that, especially like the looting phase. Like that's the way the 3-second thing comes in. But yeah, especially if you've got a visual going on, that's content in itself. I do agree with that in that case. But like I say, if it's like just silent gameplay, then the 3 seconds you lose. I think that's more where I was going with it. If it's dead air, for a lack of a better word. Then,
so,
but like, sorry.
No,
at least for me, like if I go into a stream and there's a streamer that doesn't have many viewers and they don't have much chat interaction, like I'll usually say something and kind of gauge how long it takes for them to say something back.
Completely agree.
Yeah,
completely agree.
I don't mind if they're chilling and just doing their own thing. But if I go into a stream and there's no BRB screen and there's a fucking empty chair, then I won't wait around because like unless that chair's moving, but I don't see the point. You don't know how long they've been away.
I'm so bad at that. You always
you do that all the time. Yeah.
Screen.
It wasn't I didn't actually know that wasn't a jab at you, but it's
No, it's hilarious because as you were saying that, I was like,
like it's cool if you're going away for 30 seconds and you're grabbing a drink or something like that, because your chair is probably still spinning at that point.
Yeah.
But if it looks like I go in and there's tumbleweed, actually, if there was tumbleweed, I'd probably stay just because like I'd be like, oh, their BRB screen is they've animated tumbleweed, and that would be good. Maybe I should do that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, like having something, or like maybe their chat up on screen or something, just so you can kind of see, whether there was some sort of interaction before you came in, or you can gauge how long they've been away. Because if it seems like they're going to be away for a long time.
Yeah, chat on screen's a nice idea because then generally when you say BRB, you give a reason and be like, okay, cool, and then the chat will respond. And then if a newcomer came in, they could reread chat and be like, oh, neat, that person's gone to go get his G-string or something.
Yeah, because chat loads on screen, it loads on the stream itself, but it won't load in the chat window. They'll just go in and they'll just see an empty chat and an empty stream, and
exactly.
Not really.
Yeah, it's definitely a point there that Virtute made that's really good about if you talk to if you speak up in chat to say hello to the streamer, then a big deal breaker for me is like if they're focusing on the game, you might not get an immediate response, which is fine. But then there's always that moment where the game goes a bit quiet, and like I know that for a fact if it was me, that would be the moment where I'd be checking like straight away, because you've got to check chat all the time when you're streaming, because that's your bread and butter as a streamer, is the chat. And it gets to the bit where it's quiet in the game and they don't respond to you, and then something else happens in the game At which point I'm like, okay, bye. Because they've had their chance to interact with me. They've decided not to. I'm done. You know?
Lynn just said chat over game, otherwise I might as well be a YouTuber.
Exactly. Or not even broadcasting at all and just sitting there playing the game on your own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always say, because I always say this pretty much every time I stream, like, it would be easier just to sit and play the game on my own, but what's the fun in that? I mean, I'd much rather sit and chat to people and enjoy the community. You know, like, all this setup, it takes time, it's effort, money.
Yeah.
Why would I, you know, set all of this up if I didn't intend on, you know, talking with all these lovely people that come into my chat, you know?
Yes.
Right, so if we keep into the same subject about being entertaining on Twitch, what would you say is the thing that you've set up on your stream in order to be entertaining that was the hardest thing to set up? And while you just go through that, I am going to be right back just very briefly. I won't be long.
No worries.
Okay.
I don't myself have an answer for that. Do you have one, Mr. Zendo? So
What the hardest thing to set up behind the scenes? Was that the question?
Yeah, I don't really know. Like, in terms of entertainment, like a lot of my, I probably set up my OBS like maybe 5 or 6 times, the BRB screen. But then I've got Lynn working on my BRB screen, so you know, it's thank you, Lynn, for providing me the BRB screen. But like say like the scene that I've got behind me at the moment, like with that's maybe when I'm streaming, that's like 5 different scenes on top of each other with like a lot of different variations. So like I think like my personal ethos to streaming is the devil's in the details, and like if I have a just chatting stream, like maybe let me see if I can show you. So like there's this in green, there's, if I want to change it to blue, I can change it to blue, I can change it to black.
You're gonna fucking give me the secret to Discord, green.
I will. But like so right now there's like a mixture of green and blue, and you know, like different ways I can do that. So like because I studied music and I think of things a lot in terms of music performance. One of the things like when people were talking about Michael Jackson and his music was that there's a lot that's done in the studio with his recordings that you never really notice, but they're there to keep your ears interested. So, like, you know, if you listen to a Michael Jackson song and you really dive down into each of the instruments that are in there, there might be someone shaking a tambourine for 3 seconds in the second chord on the 3rd bar, you know, like, and that'll be it. And you know, like those kind of things keep the listener's ear entertained. So from that, you can kind of look at streaming that way and just think like, oh, there are certain things I can do. You know, like maybe they're just really small changes, but they might make people, you know, like not even realize there's a difference, but it might you know, pick up subliminally. With that, like being able to change between the different types of background. Like some of them don't look as good as others, but they
it's experimentation. They definitely add something. It's just different. It's setting yourself apart from the crowd. I think to answer the question, the most time-consuming thing to me, it probably isn't, but it was chatbot and chat commands, which is something that's just an expectation for you to have, and it's something that people don't talk about because you know, you go live, you've got your chat, and like they're the very basics, you know. But as you get stream more and more, it's almost an expectation that you have all these extras and these things that you have to manually set up behind the scenes, and people expect you to have certain commands on the chatbot that are universal, and no one tells you this stuff. This is stuff that you have to learn and pick up. And I still don't have a bunch of commands that people will try and be like, oh, that doesn't work, and then you feel shit because you feel like you are missing a trick, and you try and remember it when you've got time to sort it out after. But chatbot, like, I picked a free one, I picked Moobot, and that clearly was the wrong one to pick because everyone was saying, oh, no one uses that. But I felt like that was a cheap, easy one that people used at the time. But then I had to go. I think it was 8 hours. I had a day off, and I committed that 8-hour day to completely moving all my commands over, and the one that I've got now, the Streamlabs chatbot, MoveBot was literally already all pre-programmed, so I found it easier at the start, I guess. But I had to almost do some coding, which I am retarded to myself on that, and that was really time-consuming. But it's almost just like expectations that you have to do, and these little things like picking up a green screen, it just adds to different quality and elements to your stream. Like, personally, if I see a streamer with a green screen, I'm like, that person has invested time and effort into progressing their stream and developing their quality on their stream, and that tells me that instantly if someone's got a green screen. Whereas if someone's just got a webcam in a box with no overlay, it seems super low effort. It might not be, that might be how they prefer it, but just to me that seems super low effort.
Link Lock says I don't have a green screen. You don't even have a cam, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, fucking, yeah, you right.
So, for me on that particular subject, I mean, I remember spending quite a lot of time upgrading my overlay, because I used to have a super 8-bit overlay. I mean, I know it's not amazing now, but I remember spending a lot of time on it. I remember spending quite a lot of time setting up a Discord server. But the thing that sort of more recently seems to have taken up quite a lot of time is setting up the Minecraft server and keeping that going. Because that really did, because it didn't work properly when I first started it up, and because I updated the mod pack as well. Like, each time I've had to do that, we've had problems. And then a couple of nights ago, we actually had a problem with where the server kept going down, and that had to be fixed. Which, I mean, it was fixed by one of the people that plays with us, Torvald. But I had to, send off all of the information to him so that he could fix it and all that. And I actually stayed up to do that. It definitely sinks a lot of time in, but it's fun. It definitely, and I think the reason why I don't mind putting a little bit of money and time into that is because I don't see that many streamers doing that.
Yeah.
So,
Also,
yeah, definitely puts yourself out apart from the crowd.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, say, like with, setting up a Minecraft server or trying something different is that often trying something like that doesn't have a tutorial online. Like, there's not like a YouTube video you can look at that tells you how to do the thing that you're trying to do. So you kind of have to get creative and work out different things. And that knowledge that you get from it, and that more understanding of, say, OBS, or understanding of like something behind the scenes, like an API that links into Twitch or something like that, that gives you more knowledge. And I think that is very important if you're looking at streaming as like a full-time thing, or like you want to do it as a career or anything like that. Like, working out how to stand out or working out how to do things that other people aren't doing is learning how to use your tools. Like in an industry, like if you asked a plumber how they used a snake or something like that, like like a drainer and block. I don't know, I'm not a fucking plumber, but
yeah, I was like, wow,
terrible example.
I was like, where's this going?
But like something that you unblock something with, or you do some shit with, like the plumbers in chat. Please don't be mad at me.
Carry on, Bert. What else do they do?
So either way, like people that use their tools in other industries tend to know how those tools work, and they tend to know how to use them to their best abilities. And if you don't know how to use the stuff that you're using, like OBS, then why not spend some time reading the manual, or reading the manual to your chatbot, or doing something to learn these things? Because otherwise you're stuck that if something breaks, or you have to set everything up very quickly, you don't know what you did. You have to go back to all the tutorials. You didn't really learn anything. Like, I don't know. I think my point is being lost under my ramble.
No, I get you. It's like, even with OBS, I couldn't come around to your house, set your OBS up, and I expect you to know how to use it. You need to learn for yourself. You need to learn your tools of your trade, learn the options available out there. Think of how you can progress your stream, and you don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds and thousands of pounds on the best gaming equipment And I'd say that's a bad idea to even go down that route. You've got to think. You've got to start out relatively small. There's loads of free simple things you can get, and then you upgrade over time. You put that time and effort into it, and that money as you get it as disposable income to slowly upgrade your stream. And we're actually going to do like a little thing maybe next week. So we're going to do a little starter kit for streaming and then a progression kit for streaming. And we'll have links to all the items and stuff, which will be really cool.
That should be really good.
Can I just point out as well, I'm really glad that you said you were going to come around my house to sort out my OBS and not to show me your snake, because I was just like, where is this going, given the context of what we were just saying. If you were going to show me your snake, Mr. Zendo, that would, I wouldn't know what to do with it, I'm afraid.
Just stamp on it.
Alright, you fucking sadist.
I am never flashing Mellar in a dark alley. That's for sure.
Good.
Right? Got his heels on. Oh, jeez. I think we're
I'd just like to take a quick moment just to shout out Gamer Talk, who is hosting us today. So we're on Gamer Talk's channel. He has different streamers on every week. And they will play whatever game they want to play. It's a brilliant idea because then it means that you can follow Gamer Talk, and then pretty much every time that he goes live, it's a different streamer that you're then going to watch, and then you can decide whether you want to follow that streamer or not.
I think it's a really niche thing. No one else is doing that.
I've never seen it before.
It's a really interesting way to get a network together and like to network streamers almost. If you go on here and like then you can see. Tomorrow I'll check it out and someone else to stream, and generally we're sort of all the same sort of size channels as well, which is nice. And then you can network directly from Gamer Talk and reference Gamer Talk. And he needs to come onto Bitrated as a guest, and we need to peer pressure him into it because he doesn't want to. Because I think he has some interesting points, and I want to go deeper into it.
Yeah, I think there would be a good value to having Gamer Talk on your podcast, because he knows more about Instagram than most streamers do, and a lot of people don't really know how to grow on other social networks.
I'm trying,
it's
but
a difficult
struggling.
thing, and like if you watch a lot of people that are like taste makers on Twitch, where they'll like tell you how to grow on Twitch, they're always just like, hey, you've got to grow on another network and bring it over to Twitch. Like,
Never tell you how to though.
Yeah, and also it's not easy. Like it's not. If there was some sort of magic way of doing that, then everyone would be doing it. But there isn't, and there's an industry that's growing, telling people how to grow on Twitch. Like if it was easy, then there wouldn't be all these streamers popping up that are telling people how they can grow. And often they will phrase it in a way where it's like, just do this, just do that, and it's just like the how, and also like that just doing that can take years. Like it's not easy.
No, I lately I'm starting to learn how to use Twitter more better. Wow, great English. More better. And like Twitter, I never really got that in the past, but like it's again stuff you learn how to use these social media platforms. And like I wouldn't put the same thing. Obviously, on Instagram, I use my Instagram the way I started Instagram is because it posts the same thing to all platforms as social media, and I can quickly do that. And that's what I loved about Instagram, and still do. But on top of that, I just use my Twitter for retweeting stuff and browsing other things. And it was more of a browse thing rather than a putting out content thing. But now I'm like generally posting my late night thoughts or random things I've done in the day, and that's why I've been starting to use Twitter for, and realizing that's kind of what it's there for. It's these sort of like cloud bubble moments where you can just push out and people can see, and it's kind of like a behind the scenes version of you, rather than the on-screen guy that you are. It's like little details about family and stuff you wouldn't normally get to see, and that's kind of how I'm going to start using Twitter.
I've also sort of very recently decided I'm going to try a little bit harder on Twitter, but it's all good fun. We have about 8 minutes to run. Zendo, do you want to go for the third topic, or do you want to continue talking about this?
we have 8 minutes on my clock? We don't have 8 minutes on my clock.
It's about 7 or 8 minutes remaining.
Oh.
Or do you want to? Or we could end it now. It's up to you.
I think we're good to end it. Unless Virtue, you want anything particular you want to talk about, or
to be honest, no, I'm good on this. The subject of how to be entertaining. I think we kind of. I mean, there's a lot that can be said, but I don't know. I don't want to get off on another tangent. So yeah.
You can if you want. We've got time.
I don't know where to go though. Like I'm just like, oh, I've started this, but now I don't know. We started talking about growth on other platforms. I don't know.
Yeah, have you got anything to add on that? Like, how any other tips? I've talked more about Twitter, how to use, but something that I'm not really on, and Mellar's definitely not on, is Facebook, and you are. So, do you want to talk about your Facebook page, your Virtue one?
Use any platform, be it Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, as their own thing, and try not to automate too much between them. Like, that I find, at least with Discord posts and stuff like that, people that post automated posts don't tend to get much from them. Has the cameras, have they all just gone?
Zendo just dipped.
I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, okay, sorry. They're distracting me slightly. But yeah, with anything like that, if you take the content as automated, I think a lot of people pick up on it and will, like, see that it's kind of copy pasted from one place to the other, without any consideration for like different platforms that have different rules and etiquette, and you should be, like, trying to tailor your message, your words, your pictures to that particular thing.
And also, if you automate, you run the risk of spamming, and people turn off to that very quickly. I know a certain streamer that I'm quite good friends with, so I was like, this person's my real life friend. I should have this person so that I can see their messages on Twitter when they come through, and then I just got spammed by the bot, so I turned it off.
But scheduling is one form of automation that is really good, and it is something that is worth doing if you're like, it's something I need to learn to do. Say with a recent game that I was playing, Marvel It Up, I realised I posted maybe 5 or 6 excited things about that game within the space of half an hour, and I don't think they would have retweeted me or like paid as much attention to what I was saying about that game, because I was kind of firing off videos and being like, oh my god, I fucking love this game. I was excited. If I took it and thought like, oh, I'll stage this, but like this tweet I'm writing now about how excited I am comes up in 6 hours, or the next day, then maybe it would get more response than if I just kind of threw everything out. Yeah,
I mean, if people see that you're genuinely excited about something, I think that is a good thing. But yeah, at the same time, like you say, if you're gonna inadvertently spam people, then that's going to turn people off straight away. It's definitely a good
Did you
point.
have any like specific tips for the Facebook social media stuff? Because obviously you said like you use it in different ways, but what way would you sort of use your Facebook platform?
So I am not very good at Facebook, so I don't know if I would be the best person to talk about it. But
damn it, you're the only one who does it. Come on.
What I tend to do when I'm looking in Facebook is, like, say if I'm playing Devil May Cry, I will have a hunt for Devil May Cry meme groups and like the communities behind them, like just shitcode posting groups. That's what I find fun, and then just try and make friends with the people there, or like post something about I don't know, about Devil May Cry or whatever, and then try and bring people into my stream based on that. It's kind of worked in the past. I have managed to pick up people, or like meet new people. I shouldn't say pick up, but I managed to meet new people through Devil May Cry shitposting groups. But that works for me because I like those kind of games. I like Bayonetta, or I like character action games. So with that, it kind of just felt natural to shitpost with people. And whenever I get that kind of opportunity, I'll take that. I think that's what Facebook is best for.
So you're saying Facebook is meme book?
Kind of. Well, Facebook is the place that has communities that are very well established and well like there's obvious boundaries to communities in Facebook. They have names, they're communities. Like with Twitter, everything's kind of a sphere. It has like an area of influence. So there's streamer Twitter. And if you have Twitter and you just follow streamer accounts, you're gonna get lots of streamer content. But if you were into politics and you followed a lot of people that did politics on Twitter, then you'd have a completely different Twitter experience. So, but the thing is like there's no boundaries. Like it's not ever set out and says like this is politics Twitter, or this is streamer Twitter, or this is video game Twitter, or anything like that. It's not as obvious. I
almost wish Twitter did have that. Like I could flick between the two, because I still see like from old CS:GO giveaway groups that I used to follow. Like all stuff where I'd rather see stuff from streamers more lately. I'd rather have that section to it, not as strict as Facebook, but more like these are generally the political side. This is generally your CS:GO stuff, like that sort of stuff.
All right.
Yeah. Well, but with that, with Twitter, it's like hashtags are the boundaries, I suppose, are the ways that organize topic. Whereas on Facebook, it's obvious there are groups, their name, you can search them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They all work different ways. I don't know. That's how I managed to find people on Facebook.
Well, that's brilliant. I mean, I think it's probably about time we should end the episode.
Speaking of socials, go check ours out.
Yeah.
And check Gamer Talk out, and go to all the links and see all the places and do all.